There may be few down the line will try to support us the way that we are when we start marching forward, but definitely not. This country has been suffering from last 71 years after independence from the rulers who said they were the leaders for us, but they never led us in a way that we developed, we improved. Exactly what happened was the opposite. We have learned from our history before 1948. All our communities have been living in coexistence in a very harsh, very interwoven way. But unfortunately, when they came into power, few years down the line they had tried to practice something that was in their mind. But later, they ensured for them to be easy to rule us, they divided us. They divided us in all forms of society. They made ethnic division. They made religious division. They made male, female. They made north-east. They made north-east, south, west. They made all of us divided. And this country was never a poor country. If we were poor, definitely the Portuguese, the Dutch, the British would have never been here. We were full of resources. We are rich with resources. That is why they were ruling for more than 500 years. But once our leaders took over the leadership of this country, they ensured that we become poor and poorer. Today, we are one of the poorest. But with our programs, that will be a fast developing country. Last 71 years, we are informing everyone we are a developing country. The way that things are moving, if we just allow them to take over the country again and again, we're at 100 years, 150 years, we will be talking again and again and saying that we are still a developing country. So our generations have suffered. Our children are suffering. We don't want our children, grandchildren, and the next generations to come to suffer again. That is why we got to get. Presidential election is just one hurdle, but we are looking at a long hit. It's again a long range patrol. That we start today, what country has to do. Somebody has to take a leadership. So we, at our age, we decided to get together and take the leadership and teach the population where the country should march forward. Secondly, the rulers to understand the majority of the people, they ignore them. They don't care what they do. And many people are against the system. So we have to build a new system to change the system. And that's what we are doing. In that, there are a few areas I just want to cover. I'm not going to cover everything because yesterday we managed to, we had our policy document was published. It's quite a big one. But there are a few things that everybody should be able to understand that is important. Mainly, everybody talks about national security. National security is not only the physical security. People are worried whether Sahran will come tomorrow, Delhi will come day after. It is not the case. As long as the leader and the leadership understand and they're committed to the country, and they're committed to your nation, and they're committed to the people of this country, and they're committed for the next generations to come, we ensure that coexistence will remain, and we will never be going back to war again. So we do everything to ensure there is no war in this country. Secondly, it is linked with so many areas: national economy, national health, education, environment. So many things are linked to the same thing called national security. Not only that, the money that we have borrowed from other countries is a threat more than anything else in this country today. All the other elements we can fight through, we can cater for, we are capable of doing it, but the way that people have taken loans, the credit that we have taken, we will not be able to bring our heads up and take the country forward. That is the very reason that this forum is also organized today, I believe, to understand what we are looking at and what programs we are going to introduce to ensure that we don't go back to again like the other politician and we will be marching on a different footstep. In that, education is always the number one. Why education? Sri Lanka had been a country existing in the globe for many years with our intellectual capacity. People believe a country called Ceylon. People believe a country called Sri Lanka now. Once you go back to any part of this country, the history, what we have, what you see is our development. What a Sri Lankan was. What type of man, human being a Sri Lankan is, was exhibited very much when you look at what's happening around us, what you see on the ground. So we are looking at an education system has to be a revolution now. It is not the same education system we are practicing now. For example, present system ensures that 92% students fail, supporter or a contributor to our economy. Secondly, our sisters who are at Katunayaka, Biagama and Free Trade Zones. Third sister is in the Middle East. That is the real story. Balance, of course, they do a job of work. They contribute to the economy, but the majority are on that three categories. So there's a requirement today to uplift their education standards, uplift their level of skills, and go abroad. Simple example, we should not be able to send, we should not be sending any female as a housemaid in Colombo. That's a disgrace for us as Sri Lankans. So we want to make them skilled, be trained in a way they at least minimum they should be a nurse in a hospital. That is the minimum we want to do. By doing so, their income will go at least 4 times of what they're gaining today. If the revenue comes back to the country, is our economy. Foreign earnings that we make. So that there are so many systems that we have introduced in terms of education. Then the politicians are very happy with the word called development. Development. There are a lot of developments. As you walk out today, you can see a lot of buildings and roads. You are very happy only for capital infrastructure development, not otherwise. That is the easiest way to siphon money. That is the easiest way to get the money out. They are very happy about it. Today, tomorrow, day after, they'll be doing it. But they never looked at our human being, our environment. That is what we are focusing on. Those are the 4 areas that we want to focus in terms of our development. Female. We have 52% female in our country. Are they safe? Are they given equal opportunity? Answer is a big question. We are looking at a system that female will be the president, prime minister also. They had the opportunity, equal opportunity given to each one, provided that they are committed to this country, they are educated, they contribute, they are self-motivated to go forward. That is what we look at. Children. Our children are safe. Are we looking after the children? The mothers are so inclined, so frustrated, they cannot look after the children. The responsibility of the system that we are introducing to ensure that our children are brought up in a way that they'll be a productive child who will be part of Sri Lankan society, who will remain here and ensure that he's a Sri Lankan. Then we have almost 20 lakhs of people who are disabled. That 20 lakhs, are they contributing even the minor way that they could to our economy? Answer is no. They have neglected them. Because our systems will cover them in such a way that they will be part of, or they will be part of the circle that we are looking at. They should be respected. Today you may be differently able. Tomorrow, or today somebody may be able, will be different. different label for some reason, maybe motor car accidents, can we ensure that they will have a safe Sri Lanka? They can contribute and work forward. So that is what we are looking at. Each and every segment which you have is covered in our policies. Yesterday I was telling a small story regarding the public transportation. Last 71 years, we have never developed the way that it should be. In different countries, developed countries for that matter, even to transport animal, there are criteria, specifications, but are we having in our country? So for me, those animals are better than us in terms of transportation. They will be transported with some criteria and specifications, but we do not. So it's high time that we ensure the priority is given for those type of things. Internationally, when you consider, when you say country is rich, that doesn't mean that everybody should have a motor car. They should be able to use the best transport system, public transport system, to ensure that you move from A to B. That is what we're looking at. It's very possible, very much possible, provided we work together with the correct, clean leadership and sit and work and ensure as the president of the country, smooth functioning of this nation. It's true that Parliament has to pass the bills. The President's job is not to pass bills. Let the Parliament get it done. The President ensures the government does not interfere into the services, government services especially, and ensure they do their services to the betterment of these people. So with that, I will just stop my small narration. So I'm ready for your questions. Thank you very much.